Jalen Carter is out here spitting in people's face. Jalen Hurts is kind of doing the same thing just with his play, but nobody wants to give the Philadelphia Eagles credit. So we're going to talk today about the three teams I kind of worry about when it comes to my Eagles. I also want to talk about this cornerback 2 situation, and I will give you an update on the whole Jalen Carter situation, whether or not he'll be seeing a suspension longer than the one he's already served. So let's get into it. Jalen Carter is definitely one of, if not the best player on our defense. How he's one of the best players in the NFL at his position, in my humble opinion. I think a lot of people would agree with that. But what he did, you just can't do that. Thursday night, you can't. It was a huge game. Obviously, it's week 1. You're going against a division opponent. I know that emotions are high, and I'm not going to give a big, long spiel about it, but I do think that Jalen Carter needs to learn from this. We did hear Lane Johnson talk about how he basically spoke to him. He's going to speak to him again. I'm sure that this is something that they're going to continuously kind of bring up and be like, Carter, we need you. You know, you saw what happened to the run game as soon as he went out. You saw what happened to the defense. The defense just wasn't as good as they normally are. Weren't finishing sacks, and I think that if you have Jalen Carter there, maybe you get 1 or 2 sacks. I don't know, if the numbers look crazy, but the feel is different, and this defense looks different in my opinion. I don't want to go on a long-winded talk about Jalen Carter, though. From what I'm hearing, again, this is just what I'm hearing, the Eagles do not expect to see him losing much more time. There are a lot of conflicting reports. There are a lot of conflicting stories. But if we go through history and we look at the history of this type of infraction, it's only happened 7 times in the league. Jalen Carter, you're in some very unique company. But even so, you look at the last ones, none of them got suspended further than what they had to deal with in the game. Most of them didn't even get kicked out of the game, if I'm not mistaken. I do think that he's going to deal with a very, very hefty fine. It is what it is. I mean, he deserves that. I'm a huge Eagles fan. I love Jalen Carter. I got to interview him once he became an Eagle. I got to speak to him after he got drafted. He's an awesome guy. Very nice dude. It is what it is. Unfortunately, some people just have that in them. I don't even know how to explain it. But at the end of the day, I do not expect him to see more than maybe at worst 1 more game suspension. And if they do 1 game suspension, I think that we're making an example of Jalen Carter. The things that are going against him are realistically that it was Thursday night. It was televised. Obviously all games are televised, but it was the game. Everybody was watching. Everybody had their eyes glued on it. It was the first game of the NFL season. You do not want that, being shown on TV. That's not the product that the NFL is trying to sell. So again, I'm not going to go long-winded on this one, but I do not expect to see him, if he serves a longer suspension, more than 1 game. But from what I'm hearing, they do not expect to lose him for another game. We should hear something soon. Now, I'm recording this Sunday night, so it is what it is. If it comes out by the time this video comes out, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. And if I'm right, awesome. Let's go. Now, I do want to talk about 3 teams that I'm a little bit, I guess you could say I'm worried about. I wouldn't even necessarily say worried about. I think that when you look at these teams and you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, if we play our game, I don't think that there's many teams that can beat us. Now, obviously, we got to see the Sunday night matchup with, Bills and the Ravens. That was an amazing game. I mean, all the way down to the wire, won a little bit of money, happy about that, but all the way down to the wire. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are 2 of the best quarterbacks, 2 of the best players in the National Football League, 2 of the best quarterbacks I've been able to see in my life. I feel like the evolution of the quarterback position is very fun to watch. It's very unique. You're getting now athletes, right? You're not just getting those guys that stand in the pocket. You're getting athletes, and you're getting it mixed with guys that can throw the ball out of the pocket. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. This whole week 1 has been a crazy mess. I feel like every week 1 you have that. But the teams that look really good to me, and I think it's very obvious, I just brought them up, right? The Ravens and the Bills. The Ravens and the Bills are great teams, and we might not have to really deal with them at full strength. We might not have to really deal with them when it matters. But if we do, I know a lot of people are talking about maybe the Ravens being a Super Bowl team, maybe the Ravens being the team the Eagles meet in the Super Bowl if we're able to make it there again. Bills are definitely an option as well. Now, the only caveat I'll give to that, I will say this. They have not been able to beat Mahomes. So if they make it to the Super Bowl, they're going to most likely have to go through Mahomes. Now, do the Chiefs look great? We'll get to that, I guess, down the road. They didn't look amazing in week one. Obviously don't have their best wide receiver out there, Rashee Rice, and then they lost their second best wide receiver in Xavier Worthy. He's a week-to-week guy. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of rebound from that. I'm not too worried about them. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Look, the Ravens, I think that they're an amazing team. Obviously, you got Derrick. That offense is ridiculous. That defense is very good, very talented defense. I mean, on all three phases, you can maybe make an argument that their rookie kicker is, their weakness right now. But realistically, on all three phases, four, if you want to include coaching staff, they are very good. They are a very good team. They've always been a very good team. They're probably going to always be a very good team as long as Lamar Jackson is behind center. But I think we saw it, right, in the game versus the Bills. They are not a team that can close out fourth quarters. This is not the first time that this has happened to them. So I will say, caveat with that, I'm not too worried. We've beaten them last year, right? We all saw what Cooper DeJean did to Derrick Henry. I feel like we have the tools on this defense to go ahead and slow down a Lamar Jackson-led offense. I'm not going to say that we can stop them totally outright, but we can definitely slow them down. So I'm worried about them because they're a great team, and at the end of the day, any given Sunday, right? But caveat, I do think that they have some things they need to work on as a team. Now, the Bills, we had an amazing fight with them in 2022 where 2023, where Jalen Hurts ran it in overtime and won us that game. They're always going to be a team you got to worry about, right? Another caveat is they're in the AFC. So if it's going to be in a game that matters, you are going to have to beat Patrick Mahomes. They have not been able to show that. It's like a domino thing. It's like Mahomes is at the top domino, right? He's like the top guy. Josh Allen just can't seem to get there, and then Lamar Jackson can't seem to beat Josh Allen. So it's weird. It's a weird little triage they got going on there. And then for the last team, I'm gonna go in the NFC, and I'm gonna say Green Bay. I mean, look, I feel like 30 snaps for Micah Parsons. He was able to be disruptive in that 30 snaps. If he's able to realistically contribute to the run game, if they're realistically able to kind of not miss Kenny Clark, you know what I'm saying? If they're not missing that defensive tackle, they're not missing that big body in the middle, they don't have many weaknesses either. I mean, Jordan Love is a great quarterback when he's on. This offense is very good when they're on. They have a great running game. They have everything they need. A good offensive line, a good coach. They have everything they need, and that's a team that we are going to be seeing. At the end of the day, whether it's for a championship game or whether it's just another regular game, we're going to be seeing them. So I'm excited to play them. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I'm very excited to play them because I think that they will be a good barometer for us. But this next week against the Chiefs will be a huge barometer for us as well, even though they are missing some key pieces. So, look, at the end of the day, I think those three teams right now are the guys that I'm a little bit, hey, let's keep an eye on them. Let's make sure we're not getting a little too big for our britches, and let's continue to improve. And on the improvement, we did get notice that Mike Hilton, a former Bengals cornerback, is working out with the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see. He's mainly a slot corner guy. It is what it is. It seems like they're going to be trying to move Cooper DeJean outside, or DeJean. I say DeJean. I don't know. Cooper DeJean to the outside and maybe get somebody for that slot. I'm going to be real with you, okay? There's going to be a lot of people making their opinions about this. My opinion is, one, I don't want to see Cooper DeJean move to the outside. I think that you're better off maybe going again I don't know. I give Jacorian Bennett a chance, but if you want to go outside, get a Gilmore, get a Asante Samuel, even though he's kind of, I think that go and get somebody that's going to be a cornerback too. You have something elite when it comes to Cooper DeJean at that slot spot, so I don't want to move him, but if you're going to move him, give Mac McWilliams a chance. Give the rookie out of UCF a chance. I think that he is more than ready. I think that he can step in and be a very good player for you. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be a league breaker, but I think that he can replace some of what you're going to lose by moving Cooper DeJean out of the slot. So give him a chance if you're going to move Cooper to the outside. But Howie, for the love of God, please do not move Cooper to the outside. Let's just give Jacorian a chance. Let's, cut Adoree Jackson right now, but let's give Jacorian a chance. Maybe sprinkle in a little Eli Ricks off the practice squad. Maybe let's see what he can do, because I don't feel like he's really gotten that big of an opportunity. So that's all I got for you guys today. You let me know what you're thinking, how you are feeling, because that's what I care about. And if you got this far in the video, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank God for allowing me to come back on here and spit game with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, if you enjoyed, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We're so close to 7K. I would love to hit that with all of you. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. And we're 1-0. But other than that, peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you!
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here cool